name's Josh Milne. I'm an Associate Professor at the University of Western Australia. This is the School of Molecular Sciences that houses the majors of genetics, biochemistry and chemistry. I'm a researcher and I teach second and third level genetics and biochemistry. We work on the evolution of peptides, the biosynthesis of them, and then we have a second sort of avenue of research in herbicides. Yeah, so honours has changed. When I did honours, and even at some universities still, honours is just a 9-month lab project. And the major assessment at the end of the year is a dissertation, big thesis, and a research seminar. And that changed here a few years ago at UWA. It was thought that it was just a little bit too intense, just too much pressure put on the research project. Because the problem is honours is so different to undergraduate that people start doing honours and they find, wow, actually it doesn't work, and they have problems with their projects. So they then freak out and get all stressed. And honours isn't really about having a magnificently successful project. It's more about getting the skill set to be a researcher. If we wanted to list them, you'd start off with something like, well, the ability to give a presentation. So obviously you learn how to use PowerPoint, you learn how to actually give a presentation. I think that writing a thesis is actually quite a big undertaking. It means that you have to critically analyse the literature. So it's not just reading and absorbing and saying, oh, this is everything that how it is, and put it forward. You actually have to critique it. I think you're generally pretty good on computers. Most people have to do some kind of statistics. Technical skills, so you tend to have, with some of the work we do, sometimes we have to cross a Arabidopsis, which is it's got a head on it about the size of it's about a quarter of the size of a match head, and you need to actually tease apart the petals and remove the stamens and then pollinate it. So it's almost like microsurgery. So on a smaller scale, there'd be things like setting up PCRs and things where you just have to be fastidious and rigorous and careful. But yeah, your typical day, it's more like work, right? So undergraduate, you might have, 20, 30 lectures and a couple of pracs in a week if you're doing science, and you don't need to, a lot of people don't come into lectures anymore. It's kind of sad. I sort of turn up at a lecture hall. Sometimes I've had 200 students and there's 5 of you in the audience. It's very, very depressing as a lecturer, by the way. So if you're listening there, come in and listen to the lectures. But honours is not like that. So honours is more like a job where you come in, you're either 8 to 5 or 9 to 6. And so you come in, you try and balance the coursework that you're doing with research. So you walk into the lab and you do experiments. You're usually doing something that no one's done before. So you can't just follow a recipe. Things will go wrong. You need to be able to troubleshoot them. There's no manual. There might be a manual for a particular technique, but there's not a manual for your project. Your project will be unique. Your project will be different to anything anyone's done before.